Listen up. I want you to imagine a government department that acts as a national security force, a university registrar, and like a commercial real estate manager all at once.
Yeah, like a massive bureaucracy.
Right? Today, our deep dive mission is exploring Mexico's Secretariat of National Defense, or SEDENA, and its surprisingly vast bureaucratic footprint based on official government documentation.
It's definitely a huge topic.
Okay, let's unpack this. SEDENA isn't just your standard military operation, right?
No, not at all. I mean, they actually sit at the third highest spot in Mexico's legal cabinet.
Which is wild.
Right, and instead of just focusing on traditional national defense, they are heavily regulating your daily civilian and corporate life. When we think of a defense department, we usually picture border patrols and troop deployments.
Sure, tanks and soldiers.
Exactly. But if you look at the legal framework, specifically Article 29 of their public administration law, SEDENA's mandate is incredibly broad.
It spills over into massive areas of civilian administration. I mean, it makes sense that a military controls the dangerous stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
But what I find wild is how much that authority bleeds into the regular civilian sector.
Yeah, so they handle the Federal Registry of Firearms and Explosives through a specific civilian-facing division, the DGRAF-EC.
DGRAF-EC, right.
Practically, this means if you are a business in the mining or construction industry and need explosives, you deal directly with them.
Or even just fireworks, right?
Yes. If you manufacture fireworks for local festivals, you are dealing directly with SEDENA for your general permits. Even private security firms have to go through them to arm their guards.
It's like SEDENA is the ultimate national bouncer for anything that goes boom.
That is a great way to put it.
I get that for mining explosives, but hold on. Are you telling me if an average citizen just wants a hunting rifle or a handgun for their house, they can't go to a local sporting goods store? They have to go through the military.
What's fascinating here is that civil armament is completely centralized under military administration.
What?
Yeah, there is no private commercial gun store down the street. If you want a firearm for home protection, you are literally buying it directly from a military directorate called the DSAM.
That is wild to think about.
And the same goes for members of a hunting or sport shooting club. All those permits filter up through the military. They maintain a strict, unified national grip on all firepower.
Okay, so they have an absolute monopoly on force and firearms. I get that. They're the military. But how does that same authority justify them tracking the administrative records of everyday civilians?
Well, it comes down to how they define national service. They manage the CARTIA, which is the mandatory military service document.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they manage that through a branch called the DGSMN. So if you lose your card or need to update your personal data, you have to go to them.
What if you need a formal exemption, like if you have a physical disability or you happen to be over 40 years old?
Same thing. You aren't going to a standard civilian clerk. You are navigating military bureaucracy. And that footprint expands even further into higher education.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because SEDENA isn't just an army base. It operates like a massive civic records office and a university system rolled into one.
Exactly. They manage a sprawling military education system called the UDAIFA.
But they don't just train soldiers for combat, do they?
No, they really don't. The UDAIFA handles admissions and issues professional degrees for institutions like the Military Medical School.
A military school of engineers, right?
Yes. They act as a university registrar for highly specialized professional careers that are entirely equivalent to their civilian counterparts.
So they're acting as the bouncer and the university dean. But apparently, educating citizens isn't enough because this paperwork empire extends directly into massive commercial enterprise.
The logistical footprint is staggering. To start, any private supplier wanting to work with the military industry has to be certified by their DGIM branch.
Okay, that makes sense for military suppliers.
Right. But the real shift is a state majority company called GAF-SECOM. It is completely managed by the military.
And they oversee major national infrastructure projects, too.
Yeah, like the Tren Maya Railway and the Felipe Angeles International Airport.
Wait, I need to understand the mechanics of this. How does a Defense Department actually operate a commercial airport or a train? Are soldiers working the ticket counters? So what does this all mean?
If we connect this to the bigger picture, you literally have military brass acting as commercial project managers and landlords.
That is so strange.
It is. GAF-SECOM is structured as a state-majority commercial company, which means the military is negotiating retail leases for shops in the airport terminal.
and handling freight logistics on the railway.
Exactly. By managing these massive infrastructure projects, they are fundamentally blending state defense with everyday civilian commerce.
So they aren't just guarding the train track.
No, they are commercially operating the train lines.
It really reframes what a defense department can be. When you trace the paperwork, SEDENA is touching literally everything,
From the fireworks at a local town square to cargo shipments on a national rail network.
all the way to a doctor's medical degree.
It is a completely unique administrative ecosystem. Military jurisdiction and daily civilian life don't just overlap. In many sectors, they're the exact same thing.
Which brings us back to that strange image we started with. The military as the bouncer, the registrar, and the landlord.
A massive combination of roles.
It really is. And it leaves you with a big question to ponder. When a single military department centralizes control over a nation's weapons, its universities, and its major commercial transit hubs, how does that sheer volume of administrative power fundamentally shape the future of a civilian economy?